Here's a request every admin eventually gets. When a contact's lead source changes, push it up to their company, but only if the company doesn't already have a better value. Native workflow copy property actions can't do that, only if part with any real logic. A custom-coded action can, in about 25 lines. Let's build it, including the 2 constraints that decide whether this belongs in a workflow at all. Quick orientation. A custom-coded action is a block inside a normal workflow. Operations Hub Professional unlocks it. The workflow trigger fires when our contact property changes. Your code runs in HubSpot Sandbox with the client library preloaded and the enrolled records ID handed to you. And whatever your logic decides happens to the company. The key mental model. You write the decision, the workflow handles the plumbing. Part 1 of the code. Find the company. The enrolled contact's ID arrives in the event object. We walk the V4 associations from the contact to its companies, and, this matters, we filter for the primary association specifically. Contacts can be associated to multiple companies, and pushing data to all of them is how you smear one contact's lead source across half your database. No primary company. We exit cleanly and report Y in an output field, which you can branch on later in the workflow. Part 2 is the part native workflows can't do, the conflict rule. We rank lead sources. Referral beats organic. Organic beats paid. Everything beats unknown. The company's value only gets overwritten when the incoming value genuinely outranks it. That single ranking table is doing the job that would otherwise take a wall of if branches in the workflow editor. And when the business changes its mind about the hierarchy, you edit one object, not 15 branches. Write the rule down in your portal docs too, because 6 months from now nobody will remember why referral wins. Now the constraints. Coded actions hard stop at 30 seconds. Our build makes 4 API calls and finishes in about 2, so it's comfortable. But the moment you're tempted to loop over every deal on the company or every contact in the portal, you're using the wrong tool. That's an external script on a schedule, not a workflow. And one trap specific to syncs like this. If another workflow reacts to the company change and touches the contact again, you can re-enroll yourself into a loop. A last synced at timestamp property, checked at the top of the action, is the cheap guard. So the rule of thumb I use on every request like this. If the logic touches one enrolled record, makes a handful of calls, and reacts to an event, coded action. If it loops, backfills, or takes minutes, external script on a scheduler. The lead source sync is squarely case 1. The historical backfill of that same field across 40,000 companies, case 2, and that's a different video. That's the build, association lookup, ranking rule, guarded right, all inside the 30-second envelope. The full action code is linked in the description. Subscribe if you want a working admin's build like this every week. And if your portal has a pile of these requests waiting, my consulting contact is down there too.